by the end of this video, you will be able to build this exact house for yourself on your survival world. Hey guys, you're watching because you want and only. My name is AJ. Welcome to a brand new series, Tutorial Starter Homes. Everybody likes starting up new survival worlds, and from day one you always want to have a really nice house, but not everybody has the ability to make a really cool looking house with limited materials. This series, I'm going to teach how to build a house in each of the main biomes. Today we're going to be starting off in Grasslands because it's probably one of the most common places that people start houses, but we're going to cover acacia biomes and forests and mushroom biomes and deserts and mesas and jungles. Each episode a different design in a different biome. There is, however, a couple of rules. Rule number one is each house must have some kind of renewable source of food. So carrots or wheat or animals, potatoes, whatever you want to use. It has to have its own food source. Number two is that it can only use blocks that can be obtained in that biome. Now, this is just a rule I'm setting myself to make it a little bit more interesting and challenging. For example, in the Grasslands, oak trees spawn, so we can use oak wood. If we were in an acacia biome, we wouldn't be able to use spruce wood, because spruce doesn't spawn in the acacia biome. You guys don't have to follow this rule if you don't want to, but I think it's pretty cool to actually just build out of the blocks that are in the biome itself. Not only will it be challenging and interesting, it'll also blend into the environment and the surrounding area much better if you only use the blocks that can be seen from that area. So in this grassland, what do you want to do first? First off, you want to find a nice area for you to build a house. I always like going by a river. This is because it's easy to expand upon. We can have the house and you can add a dock to it. You can add bridges going over it. It's really easy to add. It's really easy to add stuff to blend all your parts into the biome itself. You know, add onto. Number two, you're going to want it relatively flat. Obviously, the flatter it is, the easier it is to build, the less sort of struggle and work you need to do to it. So I've just taken away a few of the grass parts here to make a sort of plain area for me to build in. And we're going to grab ourselves... Oh, by the way, look at this. The world's smallest village. It's just a well. How pointless is that? Anyway, we're going to need some oak logs because they can spawn in plains biomes. We can have some oak planks. We're going to need some stairs. We're going to need some glass. Now, this is sort of a little bit of an exception. There are a few exceptions that we need to just cover quickly on the biome blocks. For example, some biomes such as the desert and mushroom biome, you don't have trees on them, so you can't make a crafting table, you can't make a door. They're exceptions. We can have crafting table, we can have doors, we can have glass if we want to. Usually you can find sand on the edge of biomes, so it's all good. So let's grab some glass. I'm going to go with normal glass. We're going to need cobblestone. Cobblestone can be dug down in any biome to get. And the first thing that you're going to want to do is put down a little bit of a foundation. I'm going to start, I think, here. And I'm just going to put down a rough line for the moment. We're going to add some oak wood on the end. And then we're going to count out where our windows are going to be. We're going to have 2 oak stairs with the windows on here. And then we're going to do... No, I'm going to do it this way up. I'm going to do them upside down. Like that. And then these ones the right way up. So it looks something like that. You're then going to put in where your door's going to go, which is around here. I can put a stair on the top like that. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. Nice and simple. Nothing complicated about these houses, but they're just going to look better than your boring dirt house that everybody seems to frustratingly do on their day one. Once we've got that, we're going to want to do a little bit of a side. Now, I want to do on one side a couple of windows, but on the other side, no windows. The reason why I want to have no windows on one of the sides is because you might want to eventually expand up and make this building taller. And to do that, you're going to want to have a staircase somewhere. So having a wall that has no windows in there makes it very easy to just add a staircase too. So we're going to have that in. And this is... including this log, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks, and then 9 for the log at the end. So let's do that on this side. We're going to match it up to the same area. We're going to go to here. Put those down. And this one can have windows in. Let's have logs up here, and logs in the middle. And then do your upside down stairs there and there. Your correct ones up there and there. Then put your glass down. Okay? Like that. Now on the back, we're going to do something a little bit sort of strange. We're going to actually extend it into the river. Just a smidge. So we're going to have a foundation that comes just to the edge of the water, but not into the water. Like this and like this. Always take away the like bottom blocks so you don't have like grass and stuff. Make it so it looks like it's built into the terrain itself. And then we're going to want to have... Oh, these end ones should be logs, really. We'll have those logs. And these ones logs here. And then build this up. No windows in this section. This is just like a little add-on part. Here and here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go into the water a little bit. And we're going to place down, I think, maybe like, I don't know, 5 blocks in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. And you're going to put logs up to the water level. So up to this level. And up to that level. And then you're going to grab some fences to go on top. 1 and 1. And then you're going to put down your a bit of a dock, like a fishing dock. I'm going to use upside down stairs to join up the edges, maybe on these corners using logs like this. You can change up some of these blocks if you don't like them. I've got the time on to cycle through day and night so we can see what things look like at night time as we sort of progress towards it. And in the middle here, you can use whatever block you want. For the moment, I'm going to keep with wood. We've got to remember that this is probably going to be a day 1 or day 2 build for people starting their own survival houses. So we don't want things to be too complicated. I'm going to put down the doorway in here. Take away this top block for stair. And then we have a little bit of room here to put down one more window upside down. And the correct way upstairs. And put the window in there. So far, we're looking really, really nice. Now, you can add any sort of fence that you want to this. You can go with a normal fence. Or you can go with a cobblestone slab. Like this. And have maybe, I don't know, a normal oak slab on the tops of these corners. I'm going to go with that. I think that looks pretty nice. There's sort of a range of different customization options that you can change to get away from sort of the tutorial look of it and really make it your own. Or you can copy it exactly. It's totally up to you. Let's get rid of the night. We sort of saw how it looked like at night, but because we haven't got any torches or anything up yet, you can't really see too much of it. Now we've got that, we're going to have to work on the roof. The roof is a very important part because it makes a difference between the house looking really cool and quite boring. We're going to want to add another layer of logs and planks above this because this is going to be the level that our roof is going to start on. But because we're using stairs to go on top of the windows, if we don't have these in, you're going to have a little gap, a half block gap that you can see through. So we're going to hide that up with these logs first, these planks, sorry, first. And then we can start doing our roof. Now I'm going to go with a cobblestone stair design. Cobblestone stairs. And you can choose another block. If you want to stick with the sort of rule of only using blocks in the biome, then you're going to have to go with oak. If not, you can choose whatever block you want. What I'm going to do though is we're going to use I think oak wood on the ends. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to go down here with oak. Or should we do it the other way around? Let's do it the other way around. Let's use cobblestone first. Let's do cobblestone like this. And you're going to go cobblestone down to this part. And then you're going to add another line of cobblestone to there. You're going to do the same on this side. And the same down to here. Now you're going to work on your peak. What we're going to do is we're going to do upside down ones. and correct way up ones. Now, obviously, if you're doing this in survival, you're not going to be able to fly around like I am, but it's not that difficult to do without flying. You just sort of pillar up and you work your way around. I've done it many, many times on our survival world. So keep pillaring up, and this will get you to the middle point up here. You can then put an upside down one and a slab on the top. Boom, like that. In the middle here, there's many different ways that you can do. You can either fill it up with normal oak planks. Option A. Easy option, not much hassle, and looks pretty cool. Option number B, which I think we're going to do, we're going to add a log. Take that one away. We're going to add a log sort of beam going across here like that. That adds a little bit more detail. And then option C, I'm going to put one window in like that. We can add a stair above just to add that sort of extra part to it. Excellent. Now we want to do the rest of the roof. We're going to start on the back here and do exactly the same thing. We're going to pillar our way up like this. And do the other side as well. And again, we've used an odd number, so we can do a stair here and a slab like that. And then you're going to do the same thing on this part as well, on this line. So we're going to swap this block out for a full block and swap this one out for a full block. That means that it sort of all connects together nicely around the edge. Do not do that. Although it looks cool like this, it won't look good in the way that we're going to do this roof. We're going to actually pillar this up in the same sort of way. We're going to do up like this. And do the same thing over here. It just makes the roof look a little bit more interesting. It's like that step up from the beginner level. It's adding that extra sort of part of detail to it. And I think we can use a full block here and a slab. Now what we're going to do is we're going to slab across the tops of these. Like that. And now a really easy part is just filling in all of these gaps now. Oops, not with glass. Filling in all these gaps with stairs. Like this. I'm using, obviously, oak stairs to make it stand out a little bit more than all being cobblestone. You could do it all out of the same block, but in my opinion, it won't look quite as cool. But we've done all the prep work of doing the sides first, which makes filling in these parts really, really easy. Down here. All we want to do now is sort of spruce it up a little bit, make it look a little bit more interesting. At the moment, we've sort of got the house, but nothing more with it, nothing like crazy cool about it. So let's add a little bit of a shelter on the side that doesn't have any windows. We're going to add some cobblestone. I'm going to come out 4 blocks, and I'm going to come out 4 blocks here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add a oak log underneath it. That's where it is. And put one into the water. Again, or not into the water, but like if you ever get a spot that sort of goes onto the edge, don't leave grass underneath it. Replace it. Okay, make it the same block as it goes up. I promise you it'll look much, much better. I'm going to clean out some more of this dirt. A little bit of terraforming. Give us a little bit more creative room. Again, fill these in. You don't want to be able to see dirt underneath the house. And then we could, oops. And then put the other log underneath here. I'm going to grab our fences to join up to there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put the cobblestone going down the side here. But then what I'm going to do with the oak slabs, I'm going to do it on 1/2 slab up. So it's sort of got the same sort of cobblestone and wood design as the main roof, but it's just a flat section. In here, we're going to add some logs. This is only aesthetical. This doesn't really help you build, or it doesn't help sort of the survival aspect at all. It's just something that looks really nice to have. Something a little bit more creative side to your builds. And we'll have sort of a smaller one down here. Put one more on the top. And then we can grab some rails. This is something that you can sort of work your way up to. And I'm just going to put the rails over the top like this. And it looks like they're sort of strapped down. It's just that next level. It's so simple, so quick to do. It took me like 30 seconds to do, and it adds so much detail to it. We want to get rid of some of this long grass that's right in our way. Take it all away. Take it all away. Okay, now at the front here, you could add a little balcony if you wanted to, a little bit of a porch. But we've already got a porch on the back. So all I'm going to do is add, I think maybe like 3 blocks of cobblestone. 1, 2, 3. And then wrap stairs around it like this. A nice simple entrance. You don't want nothing awkward that you have to walk up every time you go into your house. We can only use oak doors because oak is the only wood available to us in this biome. You can use whatever door you want if you want to dress it up a little bit more. We want the same on the back here. Beautiful, like that. Then we want to, oh, I forgot about this part. We want to have logs, don't we, first? Forgot about this side. Logs like this. I don't think we really have the room to put a window in, so it's just 3 blocks on the top to block that part in. How cool. For a starter home, what has this taken me, like 10 minutes? And boom, we've got a pretty sick looking house already. Now, I did say self-sustaining. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use the natural curve here of our ground. I can cover this up though. I don't want to have a hole near my house. But you want to sort of use the natural terrain of your land. Change it up a little bit, but try and get some natural curves. And use this with your fences. Follow the contours of what you have already to make a sort of fenced off area. And sort of get it like a really cool shape. Don't make it square. Square is boring. Make it interesting. Make it more natural. So we're going to do something like this. You're going to have a gate in somewhere. So I'm going to put a gate. I think maybe that one right there should be a gate. Put that down. And you're going to put some water sources down for your crops to be able to grow. So I'm going to do a wheat one, I think, on this one. Because wheat is quite easy to grab in the plains. You've got all this long grass. Hey, baby zombie. You've got all this grass about to be able to get seeds from. That should be all that you really need. But then cover it up. Now, cover it up using... where is it? I want hay bales. It just covers up the water sources. You don't really want to be able to see them. You can either have them facing that way, or if you want them facing up and you've already got the water down, I would recommend building over the top and then going underneath it. And then that gets the hay bale just facing up the other way. You can no longer see the water, but it still has its effect. So we can now grab ourselves a hoe to be able to hoe up the area. This will all get hydrated now by the water. And I would recommend, my own sort of personal thing, using some gravel or andesite from underneath the ground or something like that. I'm going to use gravel though to make a little path that just goes through. Just goes through your what do you call it? what am I building? Your paddock, your farm. A lot of people call them all sorts of different things. It just makes it look a little bit nicer. Place down some seeds in here when I can find them. Seeds. I shall sleep away this nighttime again in a minute. In fact, while it's nighttime, we should work on a little bit of lighting, shouldn't we? Should we put these down in here? You could put torches straight on top of the fences, but it doesn't look as cool as making a miniature. I done this recently on my survival world, making a little scarecrow. So we're going to grab ourselves a fence, and you're going to put down, oops, that's a gate, fence, 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 and fence. Is that little baby zombie after me? He is. Oh, bless his little heart. Okay, then we can have torches on either side and a pumpkin on the top. Pumpkins, okay, yeah, pumpkins you might not be able to get from plains biomes. I don't know if you can or not. They might spawn there. But either way, it just makes it a little bit interesting. It's like a little project that you can go and grab. And it makes yourself a little jack-o'-lantern. It lights up the farm enough that mobs won't be able to spawn in it. And then we're going to want to grab ourselves some torches. to go on the... Oops. We can go on either side. We can go on the back. And I can put them on here. Oh, you could do something cool on here then, maybe. If you went later on after you've got some glowstone, you could do some cool stuff with glowstone. But for the moment, I don't think any mobs can spawn out the back there. Out the front here, though, we're still not done. We're going to want to grab some... Let's sleep first now. Now that we've got the sort of light, a lot of the lighting set up. We're going to sleep, wait the night. You're going to grab a little bit of a gravel path and join it up to your farm path. Something like this. Make it look a little bit random. Don't make it like completely all straight. Have some like random dots coming out. Sometimes I mix grass in with it, grass and dirt in with it. For this tutorial, I'm just going to be using solid gravel. And then have the path go off in just one direction, just for a few blocks. So something like this. Just so it sort of wears away a little bit, so when you come to it, you sort of see the path gather up there. Then you want to grab some shears and grab some oak leaves to finally dress up the rest of the house. Surround your path with a few leaves. Oops. Surround your path with a few leaves. I'm going to add another one there. Same on this side. You can do them 1 block high. You can do them 2 blocks high. I wouldn't recommend really going much higher than 2 blocks though. But you can add sort of some extra ones on top. Just to give it a little bit more height. A little bit more detail like that. We can have some around the side here. Growing up the side of the house. Make them as much different heights as you possibly can. So there's like 3 different heights there. Do a little bit on this side. And then you can finish off by adding some flowers. Everybody customizes their own world in their own way. But obviously I'm only going to use ones that I can grab from plains biomes. So I'm going to use like normal flowers and stuff like that. Also, you can dress up yourself with better, more interesting flowers. I do like my ferns though, so I'm going to put a few of these down around, hidden by these bushes. And boom, a survival house that I built in 20 minutes in creative mode, but it won't take that long to do in survival mode either. It's all pretty simple. As far as the inside go, I always let you guys sort of design the inside because everybody sort of has their own stuff that they want to add in here. But I would recommend using cobblestone for the floor instead of oak wood. Oak wood will blend in with the walls too much. Cobblestone is sort of the nice accent block. It also matches in with the foundation that's visible from the outside. Using cobblestone as this foundation is very important if you're building this by an already existing village. You might notice that all of these blocks that we've used are blocks that you get from a normal sort of vanilla creative village that Minecraft does itself. You know, with the cobblestone bottom and the logs on the side and the wood on the front. So it will blend into an actual village if you wanted to build your house there as well. Plenty of room on the inside here for crafting tables and furnaces, anvils, enchantment tables, and a bed. As far as this top goes, I would personally sort of finish this off by putting down, I think every 2 blocks, we shall do a beam that goes across. And one more that goes across here. That allows you to put torches on nice and easily. You can have torches here. You can stick torches on the beams. You can hang stuff off the beams, banners, and what have you, whatever you want. We'll have those on there and those on there. And we've got plenty of room. Plenty of room for anything that you like. That's going to do it though for our first building tutorial on how to build a survival home. Grasslands is a very common place for a starter house to be built, and I think we've done a pretty good job. We can have boats out the back, you can add some stairs. There's so much room for expansion on all of these houses. I'm really interested to see how creative you guys can be in making this house and adding on it and making it your own. I shall see you guys in the next tutorial.